Hello and welcome back to this episode of your Kingsport Blog video update. I'm Jeff Fleming, Kingsport City Manager, and I'd like to give you a quick update on what's going on here at City Hall. At the last work session, we had an update from the Kingsport Office of Small Business and Entrepreneurship. Andrea Wilcox is the manager of that program, and if you have an idea for starting a small business in Kingsport or you just need some counseling, Andrea is a great place to start. Just contact the chamber, and she will walk you through the steps to help you flesh out your idea, get you started on developing your business plan, and then even match you up with potential financing if you meet the criteria. So entrepreneurship and small businesses have been a major part of our job growth in the past few years, and of course Andrea is a huge part of that as well. So again, if you're interested in starting a new business, maybe you've retired, maybe you're a stay-home parent and you just want to try something new, consult with Andrea and see if your idea is in fact feasible and sustainable. So it's a service that we provide here at the Chamber in Kingsport, so check it out. We also heard from Leanne Razor, who is the director of the Move to Kingsport program, on what's going on with that program. It has recently been reassigned to the Convention and Visitors Bureau, which matches the state of Tennessee's decision to move the Retire Tennessee program to the tourism department. And the reason is that folks who move to your community typically will visit 3 or 4 times before they make any decisions. So tourism is a natural fit for that recruitment process. We also heard an update on planning for the One Kingsport Mayor's Summit, which is coming up Thursday and Friday, October 29th and 30th. It will be live streamed at onekingsport.com. That's O-N-E Kingsport.com. You can watch if you can't attend in person at Meadowview, and there will also be opportunities for you to share your input via text message voting. So be sure and watch the 29th and 30th to see how you can participate in shaping Kingsport's 3 to 5 year plan. We heard from a developer who's planning on building 144 apartments at the end of Enterprise Place, just behind Hampton Inn. That received final approval from the zoning group. We also heard from a developer who's planning to do a small development there on Rock Springs Road, just off Moreland Drive, that would include a mixture of duplexes as well as single-family homes, directly sort of across from Southview Community Park, if you're familiar with that location. We received a grant for library services technology to improve the number of laptops that are available for after-hour study for students or for folks who may be looking for a job, but we're hoping to have more technology available for you at your local library so you can go down and use that resource. We appropriated funds from the Criminal Forfeiture Fund to purchase more unmarked vice vehicles. We also purchased tasers. I know that's a necessary evil, but it's something that we do have to purchase. And then also to complete the law enforcement memorial, which is currently being installed at the intersection of Clay Street and Market Street. We received a $20,000 grant from TDOT for overtime to support traffic safety enforcement. And we provided $76,500 from the fleet fund to convert 19 of our vehicles to propane fuel. And that is just our attempt to continue to be green and sustainable, and also just to be doing that where it makes economic sense. We evaluate the costs of all of these programs and choose the one that is most economical. So in this case, Steve Hightower, who is the director of our fleet program, recommended that we convert 19 vehicles to propane fuel. We also made some amendments to code enforcement sections of our city code to allow the transition from a police officer to a civilian officer, Melanie Adkins, who does our code enforcement, so that it allows her many of the same privileges that she had as an officer, but she's now a civilian. We approved easements and rights-of-way for the Double Springs water tank out in the Rock Springs area, so we're wrapping that annexation commitment up. It'll provide sufficient fire flow and pressure to provide fire protection for Rock Springs. We renewed bids for rental uniform services, as well as the maintenance of effort requirement for the public library. That was actually a waiver on the public library maintenance of effort agreement. That's not actually a diminish of funds. It's just a matter of when you provide funds to the library, you can never reduce that funding the next year. But we had 4 employees who retired at the high end of the pay bracket, and they were replaced by folks naturally on the lower end of the pay bracket. So it makes sense in this case to ask for a maintenance of effort waiver. We also approved the application of an extension to the Greenbelt that would go from Rotherwood Estates, where it currently is planned to terminate, all the way out to the Armory, just across from Lewis Lane. So our goal is to continue to add segments to our Greenbelt that will provide access to those who are wanting to access that wellness opportunity here in Kingsport. Board of Mayor and Alderman and the Healthy Kingsport Group, as well as some news media, went on a tour of the Greenbelt on a Sunday afternoon recently, and we actually took golf carts in this case and went all the way up to toward the Exchange Place, and we turned around and came all the way back down to the Rotherwood Bridge, and it gave a very good first-hand account all in one day for most of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen that was able to attend, to see the condition of the Greenbelt and also to have planned stops along the way to kind of talk about future plans and what we're hoping to accomplish there. And recently I did a measurement of the Tweetsie Trail in Johnson City and Elizabethton, and it dawned on me that the length of the Tweetsie Trail, which connects two cities, is the same length as the Kingsport Greenbelt, which just expands from one side of Kingsport to the other. So it is a very long and very popular linear path, and we're going to be working to continue to embellish that asset that we have to market ourselves to folks that may want to visit or perhaps live in Kingsport. That is your quick update. Again, I'm Jeff Fleming, City Manager, and as always, you can follow updates in between at KingsportBlogger.com.